All right, Christopher, it is the weekend.
It's the weekend.
Happy Good Friday. Happy last day of spring break, I think, for some kiddos, but other kids will go on
next
spring
week.
break. So we got a little change up for you. And we are also talking about the wind, Amber.
Yeah, so we've had, some really nice days here in Southern California. We had the really hot temperatures last week. We had a little bit of the rain. Temperatures went down a little closer to normal. Now we're going back up.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah. So the winds. So we've got a mix of everything. If you like a little cooler.
Right.
She's like our emotions up and down.
Yeah,
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, Mother Nature's toying with us. But yeah, we're going to start to see those temperatures tick back up again because the winds are going to pick up. So that's going to help dry out any of the leftover moisture. So all the cooler air that we had the other day, no more. At least for now. Okay, so here's a look. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday, everybody. Here's a live look at our next weather sphere window where we are dealing with a little bit more of the clearer skies. Look how beautiful it looks now that the sun has come up. But look, if you live in those wind-prone areas, you are probably feeling the gusts. The gusts are going to start to crank up even more as we head into the afternoon. We're already starting to see our usual wind-prone areas like Santa Cruz and Simi Valley looking at those gusts picking up. So earlier this morning we had teens. Now that the sun is coming up, we're going to start to feel a little bit more of those winds get stronger. 32-mile-per-hour gusts for Santa Clarita, 20 right now for Simi Valley. Now here is a look at what we're anticipating because of the Santa Ana winds. That's why I've issued this next weather alert for our mountain communities, because as it slowly trickles down, a lot of the lower elevations will kind of reap the benefits and feel the warmer conditions, but some other areas will start to feel those breezes pick up as well. So the warming trend kicks off today. Gusty Santa Ana winds today and tomorrow, but the winds won't be as strong tomorrow. And then additional warming expected because the winds, as I mentioned, will be drying out our atmosphere. Once we round the corner from the weekend and we head into next week, that's when cooler weather arrives. And right now, computer models are showing there's a small chance we could see the rain returning by the end of the week. It's still a few days out, so that's something we'll continue to monitor. But that I just want to kind of put it out there so you are prepared. Otherwise, wind alerts, some of the strongest, most damaging winds through Malibu, through the Santa Susana Mountains, and then also to the mountains just east of Santa Clarita. You could see everything in orange. We could see gusts up to about 65 miles per hour in these areas. Everywhere else in the yellow, including the San Fernando Valley and also the valleys of Ventura County, inland Orange County, and the Inland Empire, you're under a wind advisory as we head into the rest of the day, and that means gusts here could crank up to about 50 miles per hour. So that's what we're seeing, and then you could see hour by hour the winds get stronger throughout the day, especially for Riverside, Santa Clarita, Oxnard, and also Lancaster. So if you haven't tie down your patio furniture and you live in one of these wind-prone areas or you have something small that could blow away, you still have time. So I would say do it now before it's too late. But we definitely have a little bit more of those winds returning. And that usually happens anytime we have some sort of moisture in our atmosphere. So this is helping to dry things out. Okay, so wind alerts I want to show you. We've already started to see these winds pick up, especially in Porter Ranch, which is one of our very windy areas here in Southern California. Winds so far this morning have already climbed up to about 42 miles per hour. And again, it's going to get stronger. And then the Acton area under the high wind warning, winds have already gusted up to about 25 miles per hour. So again, things will progressively get a little bit stronger in these areas. Devore, Corona, and then also Poppet Flats, which is up in the mountains of Riverside County, already starting to see the winds picking up. And those areas are under wind advisories here in Southern California. Okay. Now, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast, because this is what all eyes will be on, especially as we are heading into the afternoon. If you're going to do any of your physical activity and you live in the valleys, I would say do it now because it gets hotter. You're going to start to feel those 80-degree temperatures. And then for the Angel game today, it's going to be nice and toasty to start off for the home opener, and you can see it just progressively gets cooler but still really comfortable throughout the game. And then for Easter Sunday, those egg hunts are going to be a little warmer, a little drier, because temperatures are expected to be in the mid to upper 80s, pretty much all areas west of the mountains. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. So we go 80 today, mid 80s for the weekend for LA and Orange County, and then by next week, that's when temperatures begin to cool, because we could possibly see that chance of rain returning as we head toward Wednesday night and into Thursday. All right, Kalyna, back to you.
Amber, thank you. On this Good Friday morning, we have very light conditions out there. Even with an incident that pops up, we're not seeing a major backup, so that's great. Here's a look at the Inland Empire this morning, where that 91 is wide open. Cajon Pass looks great. Definitely looks like a holiday out there today, so taking advantage of the roadways if you have to go anywhere. 91 West will just take you 15 minutes to get through. That's from the Corona area heading into Orange County. This crash is still here. There's a little bit of a delay on that northbound 57, but really not a lot. It's the transition road, left lane of the transition road on the northbound 57 to the 60 in Diamond Bar is blocked off. This will take you just 5 minutes to get through. So again, Chris, not a major delay. And if you have any errands to run or anything to do, just take advantage of the roads today. Back to you.
How about you run my errands and I'll give you a high five?
Of course you would do that. No, you owe me the food if I do that.
I'll get you some Taco Bell.
In-N-Out, Taco Bell. Yeah, let's do it.
There you go. All right, 6:51, everyone, on this Friday morning.
Have a great tip or story idea? Maybe you want to share breaking news video. Just text The Desk. You can even ask us questions or express concerns about what's happening in your community. Text The Desk at 818-221-2222.
We are Southern California. We are yours.